Hello, I'm Collision. Welcome to the video. Today, I will be covering mounts in general in Terraria. I will be covering 8 mounts. Which one of them? Wait, where is my slime? Well, I will be covering 7 mounts because oh, there's a slimy saddle. I will be covering 8 mounts today because I generally consider them to be the standout examples of what a mount can achieve in Terraria. So enough talking about what I'm going to do. Now time for me to actually do the thing that before I was talking about actually going to do. So the first mount that most players will obtain in Terraria is the slimy saddle. This mount is just generally a pretty good mount. You obtain it from King Slime, which most players will want to fight due to it just being a generally fun fight, and a good way to get yourself acclimated to fighting bosses in the game. This mount not only allows you to jump high and fall fast, just more in the falling fast part later, you can also travel very slightly faster than walking speed, though this isn't very useful because it's overshadowed by Hermes boots. And if you want, you can bounce on top of enemies with it, dealing around 40 damage per bounce, though this looks like 66 because of the pure reason that I'm wearing a bunch of summoner stuff. Now other than that, the slimy saddle, as I mentioned before, can fall extremely fast, which is why I consider this to be a standout mount, as it not only allows you to cross your elevator in half of the time, which is incredibly important, especially in a large world. You can use this as a vertical dash in a boss fight, allowing you to fall extremely quickly, which can give you an edge in a lot of boss fights. But if you want a slimy saddle, but if you want a vertical dash without having to scour the entire world for a single ruby, I would recommend the pogo stick, obtained from the party girl on PC for I think 20 gold or something. Not only does this mount have some really weird stuff going on, with being able to make a 2.5 block space, then bouncing in the same spot to make kind of like that, but more loud. This mount has the same vertical dash function as the slime mount, meaning that it's like a light version of a slime mount, not providing the damage, not providing the bouncing effect of the slime mount, or its height, or its really good jump height, but only the vertical dash part. So, if you want a slime mount, but you don't want to have any of the work done in the slime mount, done to get the slime mount, and you only want it for the vertical dash, I would recommend using a pogo stick as your mount. Next, I'm going to be covering next we have the honeyed goggles. Now, see, do you want the high jump height of the slime mount, but cranked to 9,000? Then I would recommend this mount. This is a pre-hard mode mount that's like a really rare drop from Queen Bee, so it's very obscure and not all that useful, but it allows you to fly. Even though it's not really as good, good as wings, this is still a relatively useful mount that you can use to do really nice things like flying, and yeah, as you would guess, more flying. Even though this mount is generally obscure and outclassed by a lot of other mounts and just generally using mobility accessories, it's still a standout mount due to it just being really fun to use. Next, I have the pogo stick with the slimy saddle and the honeyed goggles, with vertical movement, speed increases, really not your style, well, I'd recommend the golf cart or a black studded saddle if you're in pre-hard mode, because these mounts travel really fast horizontally. The golf cart traveling 41 miles per hour, and the black studded saddle, well, despite having very slightly worse acceleration, traveling 46. It's up to personal preference, or just, do I want? It's more up to personal preference for which one you get, however. As I personally find it easier to complete, like, a certain percent of my bestiary. Oh yeah. As I personally find it a lot easier to complete a certain percentage of my bestiary than getting a golf high score, but it's up to you which one you get. Next, for the final mount, I will be covering... Oh wait, no. Yeah, that's all of the mounts I've been covering for pre-hard mode. Now for hard mode mounts, the first hard mode mount that most players will get, and a personal favorite of a lot of people, we have the Blessed Apple. The Blessed Apple is just generally a very good mount. Not only does it have an impressive 61 mile per hour full walking speed, it also has a double jump. That means that which means it's no slouch to horizontal movement speed either. As most mounts in general that don't fly have, this is affected by double jump accessories, meaning that if you have the right accessories, you can perform a quintuple jump with this mount. Overall, this is just a really good mount. It's good at a lot of things. It's good at vertical movement speed. You can dash across your world very far, and it's even good when in boss fights. Next, for a bit of an honorable mention, I have the toy tank and all of its upgrades. Now see, this is similar to the unicorn mount, except it has two main selling points. It moves a tiny bit slower, which really isn't that good, since really all you want with a mount is to move fast. But it also shoots bullets. It's a toy tank with a minigun attached to it. So that's so it's not really, a viable mount, but it's a good mount. It's fun, at least. Next, we have what is probably considered by most people the best mount in the game, due to just being, good. The Cosmic Car Key. The Cosmic Car Key is not only a godsend to anyone who wants to be a builder. Like, you can stay in the same spot, in the middle of the air, for literally for all time if you wanted to. It's also pretty decent moving across the world with no dedication, meaning that you can just fly to the top of the world and travel across the entire world almost effortlessly without having to make a platform or making like a hoik loop. But why would you make a giant hoik loop if you have a mount? Alright. So other than that, there's no mounts that I consider to be truly notable in Terraria. So I guess that's all I have to say for today. If you liked the video, subscribe. If you feel that there's a mount that I should have covered, leave your opinion in the comments. And well, this is Takoi signing out.